Last time on Dice Versa.
As I told you, Talmrin resides within the pipes, and it seems as if calling her out is as simple as tapping the correct pattern on the pipes in the correct area.
Armor. Do you sell?
Yeah, it's very form-fitting, gray suit of armor with some red glowing trim.
I'll offer 1,200 for it.
He inserts the cred stick, and then he sees the price pop up and goes, pulls it out, throws the cred stick back at you.
I will offer the tactical railgun as well.
As you pull out the railgun, it looks over its shoulder, glimpses the railgun, and then quickly spins around and comes up to you.
You interested now? I grab the armor.
And then he holds out his other hand while still holding the rifle.
All right, and I'll offer the cred stick.
And he keeps holding his hand out.
And I'm the armor.
Okay, and he takes that all back to the pay station, sets everything down, comes back, holds out his hand again.
I'll add the hunting rifle.
And he grabs that and holds out his other hand.
I'll put in the precision coil rifle, I suppose.
All right, and he takes all of that, sets it down at the pay station, runs the cred stick through, emptying it out, and then grabs the armor and brings it over to you and just shoves it into your chest.
All right, well, I'll walk up to the pipe and do the pattern that was taught to us. Just a little shave and a haircut.
You hear the soft sound of nails clacking against metal coming from a pipe in the ceiling above you. And you look up towards the source of the sound to see a pair of humongous, shimmering eyes in the darkness that blink at you curiously. The creature cranes a long neck down from an opening in the pipes to get a better look at you, and you can see its large weasel-like face, which is adorned with a pair of wide-set goggles.
Foreign creatures? In Azlanti space?
She scuttles down the pipe a little bit closer to you.
What dost thou seek here?
Oh, hello. We're looking for Talmrin. Would you be them?
Yes, thou hast found her?
Ah, yes. We were sent here by Cervantes. We're trying to rescue a friend of ours from Golta. She told us that you might be able to assist us getting in there unseen.
Yes, we were told that you can perhaps help us maybe disguise our ship or something. We have a transponder, so we can look like one on, radar and stuff like that. But if they look out their window, they'll see we're not an Azlanti ship.
She pulls on her whiskers and assesses each of you for a moment.
How art thou so certain that thy friend is here in Azlanti space? In Golta, no less.
We have reports.
Yes, we acquired them from some Azlanti that had taken over a settlement, and we went through some of their files and found... Here, let me go ahead and show you, and I'll pull out my data pad and show the files that we have so Talmrin can read them.
All right, you pull out your datapad and you pull up the field reports that you got and the correspondence between Sardat Zolanu-Lavestra and Lieutenant Sharu. And Talmrin scuttles down the pipes to get even closer and sort of hangs off a pipe looking over your shoulder at the datapad. And as you scroll through it, you can tell that she is becoming more and more engrossed by what she's reading. And as you reach the end of it, she pulls back a little bit and continues twirling her whiskers with a stubby claw as she says,
Curious like. The Azlanti should not be leaving one simple ship to guard a newly conquered territory. There has been no pronouncement of an annexation, nor any rumors of important military operations or discoveries. Thou wouldst not have passed through the borders of Azlanti so easily if there were. I wonder if the Sardat is keeping secrets, and perhaps exceeding his authority.
She becomes even more pensive for a moment, and then she smiles a little bit, and she says,
Tell me, travelers, dost thou believe in fate? I shall help thee if thou wouldst help me in return.
Yeah, your interest in all this is interesting. What's your stake? What's going on?
I have some associates, whomst are likely being held near thy friend. Since thou art going there anyways, it shouldst not prove too much more difficult to procure my acquaintances alongst the way. And I shalt pay thou for each one that returns here safely, of course.
Do you mean in Golta?
Yes, yes.
Well, yeah, if you give us that info, we'll see what we can do, and we can try to rescue a few more out of the grasp of the Azlanti.
Now, your friends ain't gonna be any trouble for anyone but the Azlanti, right?
Unless they are provoked.
I just mean you aren't like space pirates or something, and Ukko squints his eye.
They were past diggers, archaeologists.
Oh, smart people. Okay.
Yes. They smuggled things off of Azlanti sites that once belonged to us Azlanti aliens and gave them back to the people who were supposed to own them. I smuggled for them for some time, but one day they picked up something powerful the Azlanti wanted, so the Azlanti went and picked them up.
Yeah.
I saw the Azlanti ships moving in and flew off, never came in for the rendezvous. They probably think I've abandoned them, but I haven't forgotten. I'm just a coward.
Talmrin ducks her head and looks a bit embarrassed.
Hey, at least you're brave enough to admit it, so kudos.
There's no cowardice in survival. It sounds like this is a mutually beneficial situation for all of us. If you can assist us in getting there, we will happily try to extract your friends along with ours.
For compensation, of course. We don't work for free.
Yes. As I said, thou will be paid for each one.
Ukko was more aiming that towards his two friends.
Gotcha.
There art 3 whomst I would like thou to save, if possible. A Vesk named Mothkala, a Shirin named Sichik, and a Slivara whose name I am not twisty-tongue enough for speaking.
Interesting.
Yes, if you could send their details to my datapad, that would be most helpful.
Very well, I shalt aid thy efforts to infiltrate the prison moon. However, I fear thou hast not thought out thy plan as much as thou shouldst. Didst it not occur to thou that the prison moon wouldst have a log of all ships expected for the day? A strange, unscheduled ship shalt not gain access to the facility, regardless of origin. No, thou shalt needeth to intercept a ship already on its way to Golta and taketh its place. Yes, this would be the smartest approach.
And her eyes gleam in the darkness as a coy smile spreads across her face again, and she says,
And once thou taketh the ship, thou canst deliver any cargo aboard to me as payment for mine services.
I do like payment. So we're saying charging in and just killing anything that fights us is not necessarily an option.
Art thou capable of taking on hundreds of Azlanti at once?
Yes, as long as they don't have any drones.
Ukko, it would probably be best if we don't kick the proverbial hornet's nest. I think subterfuge might be a better approach here. I mean, I'm very confident in your abilities, but Mishka and I might not make it out of it unscathed.
That's a fair point. You guys are a lot squishier. So I guess to look out for you guys, we can try this sneak way of doing things.
Yes, thank you, Ukko. And yes, Talmrin, we spent the last month in the drift trying to find whatever information we could on the Azlanti, but not much exists out there, at least as far as what we have access to. So unfortunately, we were just kind of having to improvise as we go along.
Improvisation would be deadly in this situation, I fear.
Well,
then any aid that you can offer and any wisdom that you have would be happily accepted.
As I said, thou needeth to intercept a ship already on its way to the prison moon and taketh its place.
Do you know where we can find one of those?
yeah, do you know of any, or like their flight path, routes, things, or maybe even a way to, here's some subterfuge, get arrested, and then like take it from the inside, you know, and also, hey, are you good with like ship computers? Cause ours is weird, kinda, right now.
Many questions, yes.
Many questions. It's annoying, I know.
To answer the first question, the most pressing, the ships of the Azlanti are always coming and going. The prison moon needs many supplies, you see. Thou shouldst ask the other merchants or the Glimshaw pirates. They payeth more attention to where the ships are crossing. Azlanti ships cometh not to Outpost Zed, unless they hast good reason, so thou may need to lure one in. And I suppose thou wanteth not the crew? I can take them from you for a while, free of charge if you wish, unless thy desire is to kill them for doing their jobs.
You mean the crew of the Azlanti ship?
Yes.
I mean, if they fight us and are, all like, we're better than you, then yeah, we're probably gonna kill them.
Well, I mean, I don't think we have any need for them, so you can do with them what you will.
Yes, I will take care of them.
Good.
As for getting arrested, it is a good thought, but once again, I fear thou hast not thought it through entirely.
I don't like how you keep saying that to me, and it hurts, Mike. Stop it.
Apologies. But if thou shouldst get arrested, they would strip thee of all of thy weapons and armor. I do not think thou would be able to infiltrate the prison moon without thy equipment, no?
Ukko starts going like, oh, really? Really? And starts like, what? I'll show you. Well, check this out. What? And he's like putting things down and he's gonna start taking off his armor if you like. I'll show you. Do you want to see me without my spot? I'm tough.
It's okay, Ukko. No.
I don't think it was a challenge, but yeah, I think we'd be better, if you had all of your weapons and armor on you instead of confiscated.
I wasn't gonna fight her. Just to be clear, I was just gonna show,
Talmrin may not know you as well as we do, but we know you're very capable here, Ukko. Just very much trying to play to Ukko's ego a little bit here.
Thank you.
We'll need every advantage we have against this since we'll be very hopelessly outnumbered, so the element of surprise and all of our gear probably would both be optimal in this situation.
Yes. And I hast no desire to see thy without thy armor.
Right. You said some merchants might know a little bit here and there.
Yes.
That paranoid guy, Glest, he seems very afraid of the Azlanti, so maybe he actually knows something of the Azlanti, and I can try talking to him again if y'all want, or,
Maybe. We'll see.
He's only closed shop twice on me, so...
I do not think Glest will be much help to you. He is quite a skittish fellow.
Yeah.
And his fear of the Azlanti is great.
But if maybe, I corner him so he can be scared and but then that, lets everything go,
maybe we shouldn't try to terrorize the people of Outpost Zed, yeah?
I mean, there is that furball I've been meaning to revisit.
Well, yeah, maybe you can try and have a friendly chat with him.
Who would you recommend that we speak to on this matter? You said there were also some pirates here that we could maybe parlay with?
Yes, the Glimshaw pirates have been staying in the gambling nook for quite some time. And any of the other merchants may be able to help you. I do not know their specific dealings with the Azlanti, but as I said, they come and go and they need supplies, so occasionally they will form deals with the merchants here.
To make it a little easier, we could ask Alfred. She's been, really helpful and is adorable.
Yes. Alfred is a long-time resident here upon the station, and many dealings she has done. It would not surprise me if some of those were with the Azlanti.
Well, there we go. We can talk to her too, and then we can parlay with pirates and figure out where to go from there. But it sounds like we have an idea, so rather than disguising our awesome ship, we can just go and take one of theirs.
Are there any more merchant sections, or is it just that one?
The furnace marketplace is the main area for merchants here upon the station.
Okay.
So once we've found a potential mark, do we just need to return to you with that information and then we will plan accordingly, or?
Thou must intercept the ship and take control. Once you have done that, then yes, come to me and we shall take the next steps.
Got you. So we need to find information on a potential incoming ship and then take said ship, and then once we have the ship in our possession, come find you.
Yes, I shall be here. Thou knowest how to find me now.
If you don't mind, can you tell us where we can find these pirates, perhaps? You said they were in the gambling den. Can you tell us where that is?
Yes. The gambling nook is just beyond the furnace marketplace, beyond the western doors.
Very good. All right, thank you very much. Yes, I guess we'll get on our way, see what we can figure out.
Here, take my comm information. This way thou needeth not trudge through the refuse water to contact me.
Yes, we'll call you if we need anything. Thank you, Talmrin.
Very good.
And she scuttles back up into the pipes and disappears.
Well, I don't think we need to stay in this room any longer than we have to.
Yeah, Ukko's already like, I'm out, deuces.
So what do we do first? Should we go seek these pirates?
I'd say we go chat with merchants since we'll pass them first. We can see what Alfred knows and maybe even Hashashir.
I think that's a good plan.
Their name is Half-Red.
Yeah, her, Squid. We could also potentially scare that rat fella and kick the furball, I'm just saying.
Maybe let's not antagonize them.
Yes.
We don't need any more people on our bad side.
Really trying to pick a fight here on the station.
It's been a while! For me.
I think continuing to antagonize the nervous fellow might make him more inclined to report us to the Azlanti than assist us in the effort.
Yeah, it's just really funny. It's really funny, but all right.
Yeah, well, maybe we fight the Azlanti and not the other aliens here on Zed.
It may be funny, Ukko, but is it an honorable thing to pick on a non-combatant a quarter of your size?
An eighth of your size.
Look, I'm not going to fight him. It's not a fight if I'm just gonna win.
At that point, it's just bullying then.
Yeah. Oh.
You guys arrive in the marketplace and you see Hashachir still conversing with Half-Red. Glest, the Screedreep, is nowhere to be found. His shop is still closed up. And the Zarb is off in the corner doing his Zarb stuff.
Just Zarbin.
Zarbing around.
And guards are still present.
Yes, there are definitely Dralic kind of hanging around the edges of the marketplace, just sort of keeping an eye on everything.
The market's technically kind of like crowded, right? There's people here, not just the shops.
Yeah, there are a lot of people bustling around this area.
Alfred, hey! How's it going?
She turns and waves at you enthusiastically with her water tendril. And Hasachir also turns and he says,
You've returned. Did you find Talmrin?
Yepperdoodle.
Good.
Actually, it's kind of why we're back to speak with you two.
And Ukko will look to Navessah and Mishka.
Yes. And what did Talmrin say to you that brings you back here to the marketplace?
We're trying to find information on a supply vessel going to Gulta, and it was inferred that Half-Red here might have some insight on that, having dealt with the Azlanti supply ships before.
This is the first time that you have mentioned that you are going to Gulta in front of Hasachir, and so he sort of, as much as he can be like startled by something with his slow-moving pain, he says,
Gulta? The prison moon? Why would such upstanding people like yourselves want to go to that place? It is owned by Zolan Ulevestra. He is powerful among the Azlanti, and rumor says he has been in an extra bad mood as of late.
Probably because of us.
That's probably not too far off from the truth. I don't know what else they have going on, but yes, we have a friend that was taken to the prison moon, and we're looking to get them out. Hopefully, with as little trouble as possible, so any help you can give would be greatly appreciated.
That is quite a dangerous undertaking. I certainly hope you are being cautious, and I would recommend not speaking so loudly about your plans with so many ears nearby.
Oh, that's a good point. And yeah, Mishka will just quiet down a little bit and then start looking around a little nervously and paranoid.
We're playing this very smart, nothing improvised. It's all subterfuge and we're thinking things out.
Navessah just said that we were looking for a supply ship.
Yeah. He lowers his own voice and he says,
Well, Half-Red, is there anything you can do for our friends? I know that you have dealt with the Azlanti from time to time.
And Half-Red nods eagerly and moves over to the overturned minecart that holds her payment station and grabs a data pad from the minecart. And she brings it back over to you guys and taps on the device delicately with her watery tendrils and then turns the data pad to face you all. And on it, you can see a schedule of supply ships passing near the station. And she points out one entry in particular that shows that a ship called the Relic is scheduled to pass by Outpost Zed within the next day.
Oh, within the day.
Ah, there you have it, my friends. An Azlanti supply ship will be nearby in a matter of hours.
Oh,
And he looks closely at the datapad and he says,
But unfortunately, it does not look like it plans to actually stop here at the station. That might make things a bit more complicated.
do you know what would attract the Azlanti ship to make a stop at Outpost Zed?
It is not uncommon for them to stop by to resupply, especially if there is a particularly good deal on supplies here on the station.
I have an idea. You two could go start the diplomatic process with our other friends in the gambling nook. I can get the Royal Venture loot stuff, bring it here to Halfred, and then she could say she has some stuff from there, potentially luring them in. Looking to Halfred like,
she turns that purple color that indicates that she is thinking about it. And after a moment, she turns back to you and nods her watery head.
Hey, look at that. I had a good idea.
If that doesn't work, we do have the transponder of the parasite. Do you think maybe we can send the ship a message? Maybe asking them for help from the parasite to lure them here? And then, ambush them or something.
Well, all I would say about that, Mishka, good idea, good thinking, buddy. But if they know the Barazad maybe went missing for a month or so, they might be aware it's a trap. So, no offense to you, Mishka, great idea. I just think maybe mine's better.
Does the transponder... It doesn't say necessarily that it's specifically the Barazad, but just that it's an Azlanti ship, right?
No, it says it's the Barazad.
It says it's the Barazad.
Yeah, it marks you as the ship that you got it from.
Okay. Well, don't you think that would make it even more curious that they would see that signal here?
Yes.
I think, maybe that enticed them to investigate and see what happened.
Very true, yes. You have great points. Kudos.
Hossachir is listening to this and he raises a grasshopper finger.
Yes, that could certainly work. However, I would do so with much caution. The Azlanti can be a paranoid bunch, and it would not surprise me to find that they are keeping tabs on all communications. If this is what you wish to do, I would be very careful not to leave a trace of what is actually happening.
Good point.
Yeah, see, they might be aware it's a trap, or potentially, even if, it's like, this ship has been missing for some time. Why is it showing up now?
Yes.
But if they're like, oh, a deal, let's go check it out. They would be less expecting a trap if it was Halfred just advertising to everyone that she has a deal, because it's going to everyone. Anyone can buy it. I'm just saying she's willing to help.
That's true, yes. I suppose, I would not want to bring any trouble upon you. If my plan would do that, then, definitely don't want to.
Yeah, all this thinking's making me kind of tired, so we good with that then? We want to, you two handle the other guys, and I'll work with Halfred here, and Hashashir.
Sure.
Halfred raises her own watery finger now, and she does a series of gestures and reshapes her water into different shapes and stuff. And Hashachir watches this with interest, and he nods and he says,
Halfred wishes you to know that the danger that she would be putting herself in to call upon one of the Azlanti ships is not a small amount, and her willingness to agree to helping you depends on the value of that which you bring her.
Oh yeah, no, of course. We can work something out, Halfred. I ain't gonna have you risk your life for free here. No. We'll work something out, don't you worry.
and she just nods her head like, okay, we're good then.
Yeah, see, guys, I know what I'm doing sometimes.
Yes, very good, Ukko. And
Thank you.
we appreciate your help, assuming that appropriate compensation can be provided.
Hey, mercenary, am I right?
Real quick question before we go our separate ways. How much do you two know about the gambling den?
It has been quite a long time since I have ventured there myself. However, from the whisperings I have heard in the cantina, it sounds like there are a group of Glimshaw pirates there who have been holding up for a few days while they wait for their next job.
I see. And if the plan is for Mishka and I to go in there and have a conversation, would it be safer for us if we brought our large bodyguard friend with us, or do you suspect that we could go in there without an incident?
That depends entirely on you. However, I am curious to know what your goal is with the pirates. They are a rough and tumble bunch.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like, if we got this whole plan going now, technically we don't need pirates, but maybe we could hire them to do something else. Maybe distraction or,
I imagine they're pretty good at, pirating other ships.
Yeah.
So in the off chance that maybe we cannot get that Azlanti ship to stop by Outpost Zed, maybe we can have them assist us in taking that ship or something.
Yeah, there you go. There's an idea.
Perhaps if we look to execute this part of the plan first, and if we aren't able to properly pay Half-Red for her services, or we are unable to acquire the ship, maybe then we go speak with the pirates and try to take the ship by force with their aid.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, was like, hey, we have a tip if you guys want to go hit, because Halfred has a list, right? So maybe as either A, distraction, we just send him off after another one, or B, if, like you said, Navessah, if this doesn't work, we could just have them help us with the one we want. Either way, they're pillaging a ship.
I can almost guarantee you that the price the pirates will charge would be much higher than what Half-Red is expecting.
Maybe we could get a quote.
Let's keep that as a plan B. As you mentioned before, it's probably best to make as few aware of our plans and intentions as possible.
Yes, very true.
I do feel like we should check out that gambling nook all the same, while we're here. When in Azlanti space, let's gamble.
Yes, I believe that's the saying.
I don't think I'm familiar with that expression.
You just haven't been around meeting people. I'm gonna go grab the loot.
Yeah, let's go get your stuff. I'm thinking maybe while they're dealing with Half-Red, we can sneak onto the ship, and then once they depart, we can ambush and take it over. That way, if anything happens, hopefully Outpost Zed or anyone here is not considered as being involved into our shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm fully with you on that, buddy. I just had the idea of like luring them in. In all honesty, I figured they'd get here, we'd kill them and take it. But if you think we can like hide on their ship and get them on the way, that's brilliant.
That way we will fight them and kill them, but while we're on their ship and not on Outpost Zed.
Yeah. Do you think their ship will be about our size? 'Cause like, where am I gonna hide?
They are a supply ship. I mean, presumably they have enough storage space to fit you.
Boxes or something.
It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to ask some more details on the relic, the ship we're going after. So we could ask Half-Red and Hashachir if they know their size and number of crew.
Oh, that's smart. Good idea. When we get back, we'll do that. God, you got a good brain, Mishka. You too, Navessah, but woo.
Well, thank you.
While at the Sundering Eclipse, Ukko is going to unload the backup generator armor upgrade that they found in that trash pile and just leave it on their ship.
Okay. So yeah, you guys return to the Furnace Marketplace and find Hashachir and Half-Red where you left them.
Hello, we've returned. Ukko has the loot that we want to give to Half-Red.
Both Hashachir and Half-Red are very eager to see this interesting loot from the past that you have, and as you bring it all out, they are both like completely enamored by it. Hashachir like lifts up the very gilded data pad holder and like turns it over in his hand and looks at it and he says,
This is quite valuable. You said you found this in an ancient crashed ship?
Yeah. Actually, we found all of this in some ship called the Royal Venture. Really, really old, apparently. And I found this, and
We'll show his trident on his back, and then
I got this sword from the Azlanti.
leans down, gets quiet.
I found this on the Azlanti that were investigating it.
Quite impressive, yes. This supply ship crew should be no problem for you if you have dealt with an Azlanti. What did you say, Commander?
Lieutenant Sharu, I think was her name, if you'll know who that is.
I am not familiar with all of the individuals in the Empire. There are millions of them, but a lieutenant is nothing to sneeze at.
Bless you.
While you guys are having this conversation, Halfred is totally engrossed with the loot, and she turns excitedly to Hashachir and makes a few gestures and changes color a few times. And Hashachir watches and then turns to you guys and he says,
Halfred says that this is far more than enough to enlist her aid. In fact, she says that the entirety of it, she would feel bad taking this much from you without some sort of trade happening. So perhaps you would like to purchase some more of her goods as well.
I mean, hey, I could always use more of those serum of healing, right? And you wouldn't happen to have a data pad, comm unit kind of thing?
So she goes over and gestures to the remaining health serums, basically like, you can have all of them.
Oh, sweet.
She also goes and takes her own personal comm unit and hands it to you.
Aw.
Oh.
So there are 7 serums of healing. You can divvy them up however you guys see fit.
2, 2, 3.
That seems fair.
Okay, I'll take 3 then.
Yeah, no, you're definitely the 3 person.
Okay.
Could we get a reminder of wares?
So she has some holo grenades, some ability crystals, brooch of shielding, and the serums of healing you already have.
Comm unit, I'm assuming is just personal, not system-wide or unlimited.
Yes, it is a personal comm unit that currently has Halfred's info and stuff on it, so she takes a little time to wipe it and factory reset it for you.
Yeah.
So you're basically getting a secondhand comm unit from her.
Hey, that's all Ukko needs.
She also has some spell gems of disguise self.
Ooh, those might come in handy.
Those just might.
So there is some limitations to disguise self that you guys should be aware of.
I imagine size is an issue.
Yes.
For Ukko specifically.
What?
You can seem up to 1 foot shorter or taller, thin or fat or in between. You cannot change your creature type. However, you can appear as another subtype. Otherwise, the extent of the appearance change is up to you. So basically, yeah, Ukko, you could change into a different subtype of dragon.
So basically, this would be good in this current situation for Navessah.
Yeah.
And Mishka, but it only lasts for 10 minutes.
So I can turn into a different kind of dog?
No, you can turn into a different kind of humanoid.
Oh.
Your creature type is humanoid. Ukko's creature type is dragon.
What?
Do spell gems need to be used by casters only?
Spell gems do need to be used by casters as well. But there's also a serum of appearance change, which is different than the spell gem, but the serum of appearance change changes your appearance permanently. So that's something that you have to keep in mind.
All right, well, Navessah wouldn't be against some disguise self spell gems.
Okay. There are 12 of them. They are 130 each, and you guys have 650 credits left.
What, 1, 2 spell gems? What do you boys think?
They only last for 10 minutes, remember?
I think 2. Maybe that can come in handy at some point. We could play guards or something.
Yeah. I honestly, with what we got left, and we all got healing potions and a comm unit, and she wants to trade rather than credits, then I'd say just go for it.
So you got 7 serums of healing split up, 2 spell gems of disguise self,
So you still have 370 credits that you can spend, or you can just take it back. It's up to you.
Okay, how much are these grenades though, actually?
She has 2 of them, and they are 50 credits each. They're called hollow grenades, HOLO.
Are those distraction grenades?
A hollow grenade creates a pre-programmed illusion no larger than the blast radius. The illusion functions as if you had cast holographic image with a level, caster level, and duration according to the grenade's type. Yeah, they're like
So
distraction
it's a
grenades.
Yeah, thrown distraction.
Huh? What's that noise?
What was that noise?
Do you happen to have an advanced med kit on you? Or know where I can find one?
So Halfred turns that purple thinking color for a minute, and then she goes and rummages around through some crates lining the back area of her shop. And after a few minutes, she comes back with a dusty and dented med kit, but it is an advanced med kit, and she holds it out to you.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much.
Halfred motions to Hashachir that she is happy to part with the medkit for a reduced price, but that it will cost a little bit more than what the loot will cover. And she motions to Hashachir that it's going to cost another 1,000 credits on top of what you guys have.
Okay. All right, I'll drop that. I was like, yeah, I can do that. We definitely need one of these very bad.
What do you mean? We're fine. We got the healing serums.
Navessah wouldn't be against hollow grenades because she can't kill any of her teammates with them.
Okay. There's 2 of them. They're 50 credits each, but you will have to pay for them.
Oh, I do not have... I have 24 credits.
I have 800 still. I can cover those.
You could sell stuff also if you have anything to sell.
I got 5 cans of space beer in the ship if you that'll...
So you are buying the hollow grenades for Navessah, Mishka?
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciated.
So that's another 100 credits.
Okay.
So with that, Halfred nods and gestures to let you guys know that everything is even Stevens now, and she will send out the message to the relic as it passes by, indicating that she has some goods for sale, and that she will let you know, I guess, on your new comm unit, Ukko, when the ship is on its way.
Excellent.
Hey, thanks a lot. We really appreciate it. And can I have your number? I'm just, if you're going to be calling me, right, I'll have your number. So
she gestures, and Hashachir says,
She needs to get a new comm unit herself before you can exchange information.
Right. Yeah.
I guess
right.
technically you own her number now.
Oh.
Yes, precisely.
Oh.
But any call that you get will most likely be from Halfred.
Right. Okay. Understood. Hey, again, thank you both very much.
Actually, I was going to ask the 2 of you.
Oh, right.
Do you guys know anything about the relic? Do you know how many crew they have? How big the ship is? Or anything like that?
So Halfred shrugs and nods, kind of, and then starts gesturing, and Hashachir translates.
She says that typically the supply shuttles are only big enough to carry the cargo that they need, typically complementing a crew of 4 or 5.
Okay. We've handled a handful of Azlanti soldiers before. I think we should be able to handle these crew, yeah? Maybe we can find a good place to hide? Perhaps we can get that taken care of while we're, waiting for the relic to arrive.
Yes, that seems like a good idea.
Yes, according to the manifest that Halfred has, the relic should be approaching within roughly 12 hours, so you have some time to kill.
For when the ship arrives, we don't have to hide now for 12 hours. That probably would get very boring.
Little bit of reconnaissance.
I definitely had the same idea. Good thinking.
You guys head out into the dock to sort of scout things out, and there are a lot of slips in this dock that are reserved for Azlanti ships. All of them are empty at this moment, and there's not a lot of foot traffic or anything in this particular dock either. Go ahead and make perception checks.
Let's do it, team.
Ooh, those are doo-doo rolls. 12 for Mishka.
Ukko got an 8.
Navessah rolled a 25.
Wow, look at
Nice.
So, Mishka and Ukko, you guys take a look around the dock, and you don't really find any great hiding spots. It's a very open area, lots of catwalks, and even the catwalks are like grated metal that you can see through. So you don't really find anything until you hear Navessah calling from like a distant corner. You go over to see her, and she has found a stack of empty crates that are just big enough to obscure Ukko's big frame and the rest of you guys with good stealth checks. But this is probably going to be your best bet for a hiding spot in the dock.
Yes, it looks like this will be the most optimal spot. It gives us a good blind spot as well as provides enough cover to hide your large dragon frame.
My amazing and magnificent form, yeah.
Yes, your large rippling muscles and your impressive wingspan, yes.
I like it when you talk like that. I like that.
I find it is a lot easier to work with you if I just placate your ego.
What do you mean?
No, nothing. Let's, anyway,
Okay.
this seems like a good hiding spot, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, great work.
All right. Now what?
You know, I'm getting kind of peckish. I wonder if we can find a place to find some food?
Perhaps also, Mishka, you might want to return to the ship and maybe, I don't know, take a shower? You're a little ripe.
What do you mean I changed my armor?
Yeah.
Is that not enough?
Your fur is still like totally crusted with poo water.
I wasn't gonna say anything because you're my bro and all, but yeah, buddy.
All right, well, I'll go do that. If you two want to go check out the cantina or the gambling den, I'll find you there, yeah?
We'll stop at the cantina for a bite to eat, and then once you're ready, we'll head over to the gambling den and check it out.
Okay, I'll see you there.
Okay, so Mishka, you go enjoy a nice warm shower on the Sundering Eclipse.
This is where we'll throw in the hot Mishka's shower scene.
Yeah. When you take off that new armor, it like sticks to your fur a little bit and pulls your fur. It's a little painful to take it off. Partially due to the fact that it is skin tight, and partially due to the fact that your fur is sticky and nasty and stinky.
Caked in sewage or whatever. Yeah, he'll take it off and he'll give everything a good scrub, get the stench out.
Run it through the sci-fi dry cleaning.
Yep. So while he's cleaning up, Navessah and Ukko, you head back to the cantina, and as you enter, you guys kind of look around and you notice that path down to the south leads down to a pair of huge blinking machines. And as you approach these machines, you can hear a buzz as the neon lights that line the glass windows blink to life. And through the windows of these machines, you can see rows of packaged items labeled in Azlanti. None of them look particularly appetizing. Ukko, you can read what the packages say. The packages on the top row are filled with a pale green paste, and the label says crushed succulent. The packages on the second row contain what look like a dark slab of beef jerky swimming in a dark brown fluid, and the label says fermented meat honey. The third row is filled with small, colorful pouches. The label says jellied skin fungus. The fourth row holds vacuum-sealed packages of black, spongy-looking balls, and the label says tar whale polyps. And the bottom row has boxes that are larger than the other packages, and there is an illustration of a large-eyed fish licking its lips on the top of each box. The label says tongue and eye fish.
So Ukko reads all of these off and then kind of looks at Navessah and looks back at the vending machine. And,
You know, I'm thinking the second row might be our best bet.
I'll go with the succulent paste myself.
I had a feeling.
I don't know what your range is, but perhaps you could ask Mishka what he might like and have something ready for him when he returns.
Yeah, no, he's not close enough, so...
But you do have a comm
You can
unit.
try your new comm unit, yes.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Mishka.
Your screen comes to life, Ukko, and you see Mishka nude with a towel wrapped around his waist and it's like in a steamy room.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Ukko's looking away. Yeah,
Sorry, I'll put it in audio only.
thank you. We're getting some snacks. None of them really look good. You want jerky or paste?
Jerky sounds good.
Okay, cool.
hangs up.
All right. Yeah, it'll cost, we'll say, 2 credits total to get 2 fermented meat honeys and 1 crushed succulent.
All right, look, hey, Navessah. before we do this. No one's here. He said Azlanti, pretty much. I'm just saying.
He just kind of taps the glass of sorts.
Not that strong, you know?
I mean, doesn't our new friend run this establishment?
I mean, yeah, but
Just don't break anything.
fine.
Ukko just puts in 2 credits.
Ukko has been too long without smashing something.
All right, 2 credits.
Yep.
Ukko will retrieve the items and as he hands over the paste,
There, enjoy.
So the crushed succulent is in like a pouch that has like a twist off top.
Oh, it's like those like little applesauce pouches.
Exactly. And you take a taste and it's... Have you ever eaten cactus? Tastes like that.
Okay.
Very mild, very planty,
A little bland.
very bland,
but nutritious.
loaded with nutrients. Ukko, yours is in like a plastic baggie with like a tear off top sort of thing. So you peel off the top and open it, and there's just like a pungent smell. It's like sweet and like alcoholic, sort of stinging your nostrils at the same time. Sort of like smelling like whiskey mixed with honey.
I'm gonna be honest, this smells like pure gasoline.
And there's just a chunk of what looks like beef floating in there.
Navessah's just already popped hers in her mouth and is just kind of like, sucking on it while just browsing on her data pad. Mm-hmm. This is probably very much like the kind of meal that she would normally eat anyway. It's just like, no nonsense, just give me my nutrients so I can just keep going.
She's into Soylent, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, bottoms up.
And he'll like drink and eat the
Just
whole thing.
pour it into your mouth.
Yeah, the whole thing.
It tastes how it smells.
Yeah.
It is sweet at first and then has like a little bit of a alcoholic kick to it that burns your throat on the way down, and the meat itself is like really soft but chewy at the same time. Like alcoholic meat gum.
That was actually not too bad. Yeah. Terrible, but not the worst, you know?
And so about 30 minutes pass, let's say, and Mishka arrives and joins you guys.
The hell were you doing in the shower for so long?
There was a lot more sewage gunk than I thought.
Oh, gotcha.
I had to scrub down pretty good.
I get it. And plus, I mean, at least for me, like long hair, it's a process.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since I've got the gunk out, too.
Gross. So Ukko hands you another pouch of this weird meat floating in a weird fluid, Mishka.
This is gonna hurt, but it'll also be kinda good.
Is this jerky? I can't say I've seen it quite in this form before.
The package says in Azlanti, fermented meat honey.
I'd say it's kinda more like alcoholic meat gum, but you can swallow it, so...
All right. Mishka will give it a try. Open the package, take out the meat, give it a chomp.
Yeah, the smell of it is definitely more overwhelming to you, but it's not like a bad, terrible smell. It's not like repulsive. It is just very strong.
Gotcha.
And yeah, you give it a taste and it tastes how it smells. It's fine. It's definitely not the most appetizing thing that you've had, but it's something.
I mean, between this and that monkey thing, this isn't so bad.
I think the strong smell probably hits Mishka pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since, it's fermented. I imagine it like hits him pretty good and like his eyes are watering. He's like, oh, wow, oh my god.
I mean, there's other options in the machine if it's not to your liking.
It's not bad, it's just way more pungent than I'm used to. Us Vlakar and those are pretty strong. Yeah, Mishka will eat the jerky and hand the rest, the fermented stuff, over to Ukko.
All right. Yeah. So you guys have a quick, nasty meal.
Quick and nasty, just the way Ukko likes.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Whatever gets the gunk out.
Navessah, I don't think I've ever asked you. You were a paranormal investigator, right?
I mean, still am, but yes.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Did you have any interesting cases? What was your line of work like?
She helped me with the technology ghost thing that I stabbed. That was cool.
The glitch gremlin, yes.
Yeah, the techno ghost.
You do a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yes, I mean, there are a lot of unidentified alien races out there in the vast universe, as well as just a lot of it tied to mysticism. One particular case that was of interest for me is it ended up being there was actually a ghost that had inhabited a computer system, and the company had, they had gotten all their technological experts on the system and couldn't figure out why the machine kept misbehaving or having any sort of AI-controlled features functioning outside their normal parameters. It turned out a vengeful spirit had found its way into the system and integrated with it, and it was very curious and, at the time at least, relatively unheard of, so...
Hey, you think that's what's going on with Cooper? Because he was like glitching and being really weird.
Yes, I'm going to bring that up with Talmrin after we deal with the ship stuff. Maybe she can help us out.
Yeah. I'm honestly a little bit afraid to go back into the ship every time, so...
I think we'll be okay. We'll figure Cooper out, but...
There was already one techno ghost, I'm just saying.
It wasn't technically a ghost, but... okay.
You find him, I stab him, no more ghosts.
But yeah, Navessah, that is interesting. So what, if you don't mind me asking, what made you want to get into paranormal investigation?
Oh, no, I mean, I think just part of my studies at Kabarat University, for those of us at least with psychic gifts, are sometimes more sensitive to the workings of the paranormal and the unknown. A friend of mine at the academy was often hearing voices that they couldn't quite understand, and it piqued my interest into that field, and I don't know, I just kind of went all in at that moment.
Neat. Gambling nook.
If you want more Dice Versa, check us out at patreon.com/diceversa. We release bonus content for every episode, like deleted scenes and episode commentary. You can also join our growing community by joining the Dice Versa Discord server. Find the link in the video description.